Let's talk about locks, baby. Let's talk about, let's talk about, Seriously, let's talk about locks. Or at least my lock journey, 1 year and 9 months in. Doo-doo. So today we're here to talk about my locks and anything new I've discovered or anything that's the same, and where does my hair look like at this point. Well, today's the actual day that I'm also going to get my hair retightened. It has been 6 weeks. That's how often I go. If you've been following my channel, you kind of know some of my patterns. So yeah, it was 8 weeks, but that was not getting it. My hair grows too fast, and the fro I was getting inside here, the fro-itch, it was too much. But yeah, this is where we are. So let's first just start off with a visual. If you look back on some of my other videos, you can probably see some of the changes just visually without me telling you. But here we go. Here's a close-up. Y'all see I have so much new growth. There is no parts. Where? You have to search for them, okay? They're there somewhere. Okay, yeah, but there we go. And here's the back view. I'm going to try to stay in the frame. As far as the thickness of this new growth, oh, look at that. Oh, gosh. It's so excessive. And here's the side view. Okay. And as far as like the ends go, that's what we're kind of looking like. These are my ends. Now, if you were watching some of my videos earlier, my ends were far poofier and whatnot, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So now let's start talking about some actual information, more specific, that I've noticed. And I am going to come back after I get my hair retightened and show you all what that looks like. I like to do that just for those of you all that are searching and may not know the difference between what it looks like when you are at the end of your 6 weeks or 8 weeks or however long you go, 4 weeks. And then what's the difference once you've got to retighten, at least this far in. Now, one thing I have noticed is the later or the longer it's been into my journey, I don't really have a lot of scalp that shows even after my retightening, but it is more than this, whereas there's almost none now. And for my fine hair ladies, you know, again, just, I know one of the biggest concerns that I had was how much of my scalp would be showing, and I can't tell you how much of much of your scalp will be showing if you are thinking about starting, but what I can tell you is over time, less and less will show. It will look fuller and fuller over time, guaranteed. But let's get to the point at hand. One thing that I've noticed is my ends, as far as a change. My ends, I had a lot of loose curly ends in the beginning of my journey. And those loose ends have pretty much all but locked themselves completely. I don't think I have one single lock now where the ends have not locked. Now, some have locked all the way to the end, like completely. And then some have like a little bit more ways to go. Let's see. Like this is like, it's still like a little fuzz at the end, but not much. And what I like about that is, I guess it gives it a little bit more uniformity. But again, my locks aren't perfectly uniform because I did have looser, curlier ends. But it kind of gives a more polished look overall. So I do like that. Another thing that I've noticed is my hair sits fuller now. Whereas I may have had to do a braid out, or there was a little trick I used to use where I would just, when they were very, very fresh and new, I would twist a little small section of my hair while I got ready. I would dampen it first, and I would twist it. And it may sit in there for 30 minutes to an hour. And because my hair is soft, my hair molds very easily. And then when I would let it go, it would let it sit out more on its own. Well, this is what my hair looks like on its own. No manipulation, no tricks out the bag. So it is literally just filling in so nicely. Where my hair just, again, as you see, it sits out. And for a fine hair lady like me, that's a thumbs up. I also notice, guys, that I have less bed head. Like when I go to sleep, no, I still get it. actually made a video on it, but I'm saying less often. So if I go to bed and I wake up, my hair looks less crazy, less often. I didn't say never crazy, but less crazy, less often. And I believe because the locks are starting to mature, they're starting to getting a firmness on their own where they can, I guess, I don't know, survive the night. But when they don't, I have a water mixture concoction, and I posted about that on my Instagram. Or if I've had like an updo style and I take it down and it's looking wonky because of that, what I do is I spray, this little FYI, I have a bottle that has water in it, aloe vera juice, and you can get that aloe vera juice from Walmart in the pharmacy section. And I have some drops of castor oil and some drops of olive oil. And I spray my hair and I scrunch, and it literally wakes my bed head up. But again, because my locks are starting to mature more, I have to do that less often. Or when I do have to do it, it takes very minimal time to get it corrected. And by the way, if you're not following me on my Instagram page, I would love for you to. It's at Microlocs and More, and that's A-N-D, Microlocs and More. And I have a lot of pictures of my journey if you want to follow from the beginning. Like day one is posted on there. Like I think my first picture was only 3 or 4 weeks in. So if you're interested with more details of how it started from the get up to where we are now, again, I'm on Instagram. All right, so I also want to discuss length. What change do I see, and what is my opinion on the whole length thing and whatnot? So my hair is growing. It's not, to me, growing as fast as it is changing, if that makes sense. So I see growth in the sense that like how my locks are sitting right here, they're starting to tickle my collarbone. But let me tell you, sometimes you'll think your hair is not growing one bit. Go back and look at pictures. I know people say it all the time, but you really want to document your journey because it's the small change. You might see that from 3 months ago, it sat right here. Maybe it was just barely touching this part of your neck, and now it's right here. So that small change may not be seen because you see yourself every day. But when you go back and hop back in time, you're like, oh, okay, I did get some. But when you do feel like it is kind of stagnant, and I have felt that way, I don't really care because I care more about the health of my hair, and I know length comes. I've never had a problem with my hair growing, and length will come with time. But what I do notice is there are more changes in my hair. And what I mean is more than I've seen length, I've seen fullness, I've seen more definition, I've seen more maturing of my locks. And that's more important to me than length, because when they do grow long, I want them to be healthy and look good overall. And like I said, it's growing. Like this is right. Oh, side note, if you've been following me on my channel and you go back to some of my earlier videos, and I can find it, I'll post a video. I'm not even sure if I can because I'm not sure which video it was in. But there was a lock I talked about that just hung significantly below the other locks. So I want to say this: don't cut that lock. I was very tempted to because it hung so much lower. But let me tell you what happened. One of two things: either that lock got that lock got some shrinkage, where it actually, because it's almost like it had no shrinkage. Like it was a lock that just hung, where the other locks had that shrinkage. It would sit up, and that lock would be hanging far below. Or the other locks grew and caught up with it. So know along your journey, you're going to have some locks that are uneven and that may outgrow the others. Have a little patience and see if they kind of catch up to each other in that little race. Now, if it takes forever and they never catch up, then maybe even it out if you don't like that look. But I can't even find it anymore. It used to be, I believe it was one of these. But my other locks caught up, so yeah. But yeah, I think those are pretty much some good synopsis of what's been going on with my hair. Again, it's getting more full, they're more mature. I do see length growing, but more than length, I see positive changes happening. I have to do even less to my hair now than in the beginning. So literally with time, your hair gets, believe it or not, even more freeing than it does in the beginning. I hope this was helpful with letting you know where I am in my journey. And don't forget, on Microlocs and More, we discuss hair, health, and happiness. And I am going to start having more health things coming out, guys. I've been focusing a little bit more on the hair aspect. But one thing we have to have is healthy bodies as well as healthy hair. So I hope you also follow and watch my videos. that discuss how to have better health, literally just be healthier. Again, I'm not perfect. I eat things that are not the best as well, but I try to let my healthy extend longer than my bad habits, if that makes sense, or be more of the majority of my life. And when I also talk about certain tips, certain products and whatnot, I hope is that those tips and those products will be practical ways to assist you. Like, if you like bread, what bread can you eat that's not going to hurt your carb count or your calorie count and things along those lines. So just practical everyday things that you can still live, enjoy eating while also still cutting back. And the health may even go into other areas of health. Like if you've kind of noticed, my eye is very puffy here. I have algae eyes, and I sometimes get styes because of algae eyes and things along those lines. So what do I do to help myself in that fashion, along with anything else that deals with health and wellness? I would like to share that as well, because in 2020, I've noticed so many people wanting to improve themselves. So let's improve ourselves together. And I can share what I do and what I have been doing over the years. Oh, and I did forget that I am at the end of this video, but I just sneak in a little bit of the after of my retightening. So as I always say, have a good day, and I'll talk with you later. And again, don't forget to like and follow. As I said earlier, I'm popping back in, but I kind of forgot. So this is at nighttime, guys. But nevertheless, this is my hair after my retightening. This is the top view. As you can see, it's clean, no frizzies. And remember earlier, I showed you that side that it was a whole fro. You could actually see parting. So if I pull my hair, you can see parting. Now, what I will say, one thing that surprised me the most about having fine hair, I thought a lot of scalp would just show naturally with my hair. So don't assume just because you have fine hair what your hair is going to look like. As you can see, even with I got my hair done today, and literally this is the most scalp that ever shows. And honestly, within like a week, I probably have even less than this showing. So here's the full 360. But yeah, it's just overall, if you've obviously if you get lock making this, you know what it looks like. But for those that haven't, all those extra fuzzies, not only is the new growth put in your hair, but all the extra fuzzies that kind of come out within the lock are actually individually made neater. So your lock tends to look cleaner after the end of your retightening section. So yeah. All right. So again, talk to you later. Have a good day.